My name is Job, a man once blessed with great wealth, a loving family, and unwavering faith in God. But my life took a turn I could never have imagined. Everything I had was taken from me in an instant. I faced unimaginable loss, pain, and questions I dared to ask of God. Yet, through it all, my faith endured, and in the end, God restored more than I could have hoped for. This is my story, a testament to trust, perseverance, and the sovereignty of the Almighty.
In the eastern land of Uz, there lived a man named Job, known far and wide for his integrity and unwavering faith. Job was beloved by all who knew him, a beacon of righteousness who feared God and turned from evil. Every morning, Job rose with the dawn to pray, lifting his heart and his family before God. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and his heart overflowed with love for each one of them. On days of celebration, they would gather, feasting in joy and unity. In his humility, Job offered sacrifices for each of his children, saying, "Perhaps my children have sinned in their hearts." This simple act showed not only Job's love for his family, but his reverence for God's holiness, as he constantly sought God's blessing and mercy. God blessed Job abundantly. Thousands of sheep grazed in green pastures, camels traveled across the vast lands, and oxen plowed fertile fields. Job's household was filled with the sounds of life, a testament to God's favor. Yet, for all his wealth, Job remained humble, never clinging to riches. Job gave freely to the poor and took in strangers. He was a friend to the suffering and a father to the fatherless, a man whose life was a picture of true righteousness. In all his dealings, Job was blameless, a light to his family and community. His life reflected a faith that could not be shaken, a heart wholly devoted to God.
High above the earth, in realms unseen, the heavenly beings gathered before God. Among them stood Satan, the accuser, having roamed the earth.
Satan, from where have you come? Satan,
from roaming through the earth, going back and forth.
Have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on the earth, a man blameless and upright, fearing God and turning away from evil.
Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not built a hedge around him and everything he has? You've blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased. But take away all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face.
In his sovereignty, God granted Satan permission to test Job, confident that Job's heart was steadfast.
Behold, all that he has is in your hands. Only do not lay a hand on him.
Then calamity struck Job with relentless force.
Master Job, the Sabaeans attacked and stole all your oxen and donkeys. They killed the servants with them. I alone escaped to tell you.
How did this happen? Before Job could even respond, another messenger arrived, his face pale with terror.
Master! Fire fell from the sky and burned up the sheep and the shepherds. It was a fierce fire from the heavens. I alone escaped to tell you.
The sheep and my shepherds?
Master Job, the Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties. They stole all your camels and killed those guarding them. I alone escaped to tell you.
Job's heart grew heavier with each word, but before he could fully grasp the depth of these tragedies, one final messenger approached.
Master, your sons and daughters, they were feasting in the eldest brother's house. A mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed, and all inside perished. I alone escaped to tell you. In a single day, everything Job held dear was torn from him. Grief enveloped him like a storm, yet Job's response was a remarkable act of faith.
Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
And yet, despite his immense suffering, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing.
Have you considered my servant Job? Even though you incited me against him to destroy him without reason, he still holds fast to his integrity.
skin for skin. A man will give everything he has to save his life. But stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face.
Very well. He is in your hands. Only spare his life.
As soon, Job's trials grew even more unbearable, as his body became afflicted with painful sores.
Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die.
You speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Shall we accept good from God and not adversity?
In all this, Job did not sin with his lips, enduring his suffering with unwavering faith. Despite unimaginable suffering, Job's faith remained steadfast. He continued to honor God, refusing to curse or blame him. In his story, we see a man tested beyond comprehension, yet holding firmly to his faith, trusting in God's wisdom even when his purposes remain hidden. Days passed in silence as Job sat among the ashes, his heart heavy with grief and his body racked with pain. His friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, sat nearby, their faces reflecting both concern and judgment. Finally, Job could bear the silence no longer.
Cursed be the day of my birth. Why was I not hidden in the ground like a stillborn child, shielded from this torment? What is my life now but misery? Why is light given to those in misery and life to the bitter of soul?
Eliphaz, the oldest of the friends, leaned forward, his tone measured but firm.
Job, if someone ventures a word with you, will you be impatient? You have instructed many strength and feeble hands, but now trouble comes to you, and you are dismayed. Consider this, who that was innocent ever perished. Those who plow evil and sow trouble reap the same.
Eliphaz's words struck a chord of pain, but before Job could recover, Bildad spoke, his words more direct.
How long will you keep talking like this? Does God pervert justice? If your children have sinned, he gave them over to their wrongdoing. But if you seek God earnestly and are pure, he will restore you to your rightful place.
Zophar, the third friend, spoke next, his tone sharper still, frustration evident in his voice. Should your idle words go unanswered? You claim to be innocent, Job, but oh, that God would speak and reveal the secrets of wisdom. Know this, God has forgotten some of your sins. If you would set your heart right and reach out to him, he would restore you. Then your life would shine brighter than noonday.
You mock me, you who have no suffering. I am a laughingstock, though I am righteous and blameless before God. My pain is unrelenting, and you offer no relief. If only I could plead my case directly to God, for I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end, he will stand upon the earth. Even if my flesh is destroyed, I will see him with my own eyes. How my heart yearns within me.
The conversation grew more intense with each passing moment. The friends, insistent that Job had sinned, could not grasp the mystery of his suffering. Job, unwavering in his conviction of innocence, found their rebukes a heavy burden. Yet through it all, Job's faith in a just and living God did not falter.
Oh, that my words were written down, that they were inscribed with an iron tool on lead, engraved in stone forever. For I know my Redeemer lives, and he will stand at last upon the earth, and I will see him with my own eyes. How my heart yearns within me.
In the heat of the debate, Job's soul wrestled with questions of justice and faith. Though his friends failed to understand his plight, Job clung to his hope in the Redeemer, a hope that would carry him through the storm. In the depth of his suffering and confusion, Job could no longer hold back his cry for answers. His heart burned with questions, and his soul longed for a divine response.
Why? O God, have you made me your target? What is mankind that you test us so harshly? Have I not walked in your ways and kept your commandments? Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? If I have sinned, show me my offense. How can I contend with you, who is greater than all?
A silence hung heavy over Job, but then, in a moment both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a whirlwind formed. Out of its mighty roar came the voice of God.
Who is this that darkens my counsel with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man, Job, for I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me, if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? while the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy.
My Lord, I cannot answer. I am but dust before you.
Have you ever given orders to the morning or shown the dawn its place? Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea or walked in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Tell me if you understand. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow or seen the storehouses of the hail, which I reserve for times of trouble? Who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain and a path for the thunderstorm? Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons or lead out the bear with its cubs?
My God, your wonders are too vast for me to grasp. Who am I to answer you?
God continued, revealing the incomprehensible greatness of his creation.
Do you give the horse its strength or clothe its neck with a flowing mane? Do you make it leap like a locust, striking terror with its proud snorting? Does the hawk take flight by your wisdom and spread its wings toward the south? Is it at your command that the eagle mounts up and makes its nest on high? Who provides food for the raven when its young cry out to me? Will the one who contends with the Almighty correct him? Let him who accuses God answer.
I am unworthy. How can I reply to you? I lay my hand over my mouth. I spoke once, but I will not answer. Twice, but I will say no more.
Yet God, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, was not finished shaping Job's understanding. He spoke again, deepening Job's awe.
Would you discredit my justice? Would you condemn me to justify yourself? Do you have an arm like God's, and can your voice thunder like mine? Look at Behemoth, which I made along with you. It feeds on grass like an ox. Its strength is in its loins, its power in the muscles of its belly. Can you draw out Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down its tongue with a rope? If you lay a hand on it, you will remember the struggle and never do it again. No one is fierce enough to rouse it. Who then is able to stand against me?
I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes.
In the face of God's infinite wisdom and power, Job's heart was transformed. His questions faded in the light of God's majesty, and his soul bowed in deep humility and worship. In his trials, Job found a greater revelation of God, one that no earthly suffering could overshadow. After Job humbled himself before God, the Lord rebuked Job's friends for their harshness. God instructed them to offer sacrifices and asked Job to pray on their behalf. Then, in his mercy, God restored Job's fortunes. He blessed Job with double what he had before: 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 donkeys. Job also had 7 sons and 3 beautiful daughters, and he lived to see 4 generations of his family. Job's suffering and ultimate restoration became a testament to faith and resilience, showing that even when we do not understand God's ways, he remains sovereign, compassionate, and just. As Job's story closes, we are left with a profound message. God's wisdom is beyond our understanding, and his faithfulness is unwavering, even through life's darkest trials. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.